everyone, Chris at Laminex, and today we're going to protect these fog lights, driving lights, turn signals on this Tesla Model S, and we're going to show you how. So these fog lights, driving lights, turn signals are very low on the vehicle, and so rocks and dirt and debris will come up and impact and damage these lights pretty significantly over time. So what we do is we make protective film to protect these lenses that take the abuse and damage versus the lens taking the abuse. And Laminex is self-healing, so when it gets the impact and damage, it'll actually heal back up over time. So this is a great way to protect these lights, keep them looking new for many years to come, and it helps the resale value. And it's a really cheap, low-cost type of product to protect your asset, protect your vehicle. So we're going to show you how to install the Laminex on your Tesla Model S or nearly any make and model. In this case, we're going to use a transparent or a clear film on this light, so that retains the stock look. It keeps it looking original, and it's just there protecting and doing this job. If you wanted to actually have a customized look, we have many other options to choose from. You can select a tint, which is just a subtle tint that kind of reduces down a little bit more, give it a little bit darker tinted look. It still protects the lens. We also have a Gunsmoke, which is twice as dark as the tint, but gives a nice smoked effect. Then we also have a yellow film, which in the yellow is fantastic, and that doesn't reflect off of the snow, fog, or dusty conditions, and actually produces a much greater visibility in those inclement weather because it doesn't reflect off that white light, and you can see much further off into the distance. So the yellow is a fantastic color option to choose from. We also have blue, which projects a blue light, and this is kind of a cool effect. And if we really want to go bold, we have an amber color, which is a real deep or rich orange color that goes on here, produces an orange light. We also have green if you want a green look, or pink if you want to have a pink color that comes off of this. For whatever color you choose, Laminex still protects this driving light, fog light, turn signal, keeps it looking new for many years to come. So now I'm going to show you how to do the installation. And before we begin, we want to make sure all the lens is perfectly clean from any dirt and debris. Make sure you get any bug guts, dust, dirt, completely removed. And when you're done, clean it thoroughly with just straight distilled or filtered water. You don't want to use any citrus cleaners or alcohol on this lens, because that could potentially trap, the Laminex could trap that in there and cause damage to the light over time. So you want to use just clean, filtered, distilled water on this lens to make sure it's all cleaned up. And we have a pre-cut for this Model S or for nearly any make and model. Just go to our website, select your year, make and model, and fog light covers as your product option. So now what we're going to do is it's pre-cut for this vehicle, but we also have handling tabs on our pre-cut kits, so you can handle and install the Laminex using the handling tabs, so you don't get your fingerprints on the adhesive on the actual kit itself. To begin, what we're going to do, again, the lens is all perfectly clean from any dirt and debris, and we're going to separate the liner from the film. And we want to make sure that the Laminex doesn't touch the ground, so it doesn't pick up dirt and debris. So we're just going to separate this liner, make sure it doesn't fold onto itself, touch the ground. We're actually going to install this dry. We're not going to use any water or moisture. Laminex is very forgiving, so you can install it, pull it up, and reinstall it numerous times during this installation to get it just right. So I'm just kind of lightly lining it up, and I'm just going to use my finger. Start applying it down, apply it down and kind of make sure it lines up, tacked on perfectly. And I'm just going to use my thumb or any finger and just start pushing one direction to the other. If you got an air pocket, air bubble, or a wrinkle in here, just pull the Laminex back up and reapply it again. You can do this dozens of times upon initial installation until you get it just right. And I notice that the light kind of separates from the bumper, so I'm going to take a little squeegee here. I'm actually going to just kind of tuck it in a little bit so I can install the Laminex right underneath the bumper, because the lens extends underneath the cover. And there you go. So Laminex is installed. The only thing we have to do is we have this last trim tab that we need to trim off. Just lightly taking a razor blade or a trim tool and just cutting in the gap in between the light and the bumper and just trimming it off. Now that your Laminex is installed, you may have a little bit of air pockets and a little, it looks like a little texture underneath. Don't worry about that. The Laminex is breathable and porous. Those air pockets will evaporate out over time. Just put outside in the sunlight and the heat. Any imperfections that you see on here will clear up, and then the Laminex will look absolutely perfect and beautiful. Again, we guarantee Laminex will last 5 years. Just wash and wax it when you wash and wax the car. If you have any questions, just give us a call, hit us up on live chat, or email us at help@laminex.com. Thanks, and have a great day. Take care.